Well folks, beautiful winter day out here on the lake, and although it looks calm, it is freezing cold. But I'm one of those guys that's always glass half full, so rather than look at the negatives and how cold it is, I'm gonna be happy that I'm able to get out here on the water and fish, because I know a lot of you have frozen temperatures and you can't even get out there and fish. So I'm in the boat here. Water temps only 47 degrees. You can already see we got some arches down there on the bottom. So we're gonna go over some winter techniques. We're gonna get down here in this deep water. It's 12 feet right here where I'm at, but we're gonna go out there to around 18 feet deep. That's where these big bass should be laid up on the very bottom out there. And one of my New Year's resolutions was to catch a bass on an ice fishing rod. So that is one of the things that I'm gonna try to do, catch one of these big 7, 8, 9 pound bass on 4-pound test on a drop shot. So I'm gonna try to locate some here on the graph, drop down right on top of them with a little worm or something, and see if we can get ourselves into some trouble. Here he is, got one. Ooh. Took my bait, took my worm. All right, on the descent. I think I might have finally found a decent little spot here. Just had one take my worm. You can see right there on the graph, 13 feet of water. And I'm just coming across isolated fish. There's no shad down there. But that one just picked it up and started running with it. All right, we got a bass showing up on the graph down here. Oh, he's got it too. I got one on right here. Got him. Oh, this feels like a pretty good bass. This is unreal. Oh gosh. Uh-oh, he just realized he was hooked. This is insane. 4-pound test. He feels like he may be about a 3-pounder. No, nothing giant. But this is fun. First bass of 2018 is gonna come if I can get him in. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Now we are in trouble. Got him out from around the trolling motor. I have a feeling when he comes up and spits it, he may be able to spit it out. I got a net on the boat just in case. So, yeah. I don't think he feels big enough to net, but I got it here in case I need it. I'm starting to see him. He looks like he was a couple pounds. Looks like he's a fat one. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a nice one. Oh yes, we're gonna use the net on this one. Look at that, guys. Oh my god. What in the world? Look at this bass. Oh my gosh. On 4-pound test line. That is insane. That's pushing 5 pounds with as fat as that thing is. That is unbelievable. Hooked him right there on top of the lip. Barely had him. That is crazy. On 4-pound test line, ice fishing rod. That is the way to start off a new year right there. That is unbelievable. Gosh, I love that. Alright folks, y'all know me, I don't normally weigh bass, but first bass of the year, on an ice fishing rod, I had to put it on the scale. 6 pounds even. That is unbelievable. Alright, well, no better way to start off 2018. If that's any sign, it is going to be one heck of a year. Gosh. Alright, gonna put her back in and go back down 13 feet and chase some more worms around. My hands are freezing cold. They're numb. I'm still shaking a little bit from that last catch, but that's why you get out here. Man, you can have a great time even though it's freezing cold. So just a quick recap on that spot where I caught that fish. I'd been drifting around for about 30 minutes, and you can see here I was in almost 13 feet deep, and I saw that bass, the little arch, come up on the graph right before he grabbed it. I got to see him come up and get it. So there's no big schools of shad or anything around here. I'm just picking off individual fish, just kind of floating along out here, letting the wind blow me, and just drop shotting right off the side. And I'm kicking myself because I was using this little setup, 4-pound test, a little teardrop weight with a drop shot hook, and I was using a 4-inch robo worm in like a shad pattern, and I just realized I did not pack that bag of worms. So I'm going to put a little Kitech, little swim bait on here. I think that may do the trick. I've had some luck with that in the past, so gonna get rigged up and go for number 2. All right, so this is my next setup. I don't have any more of those worms, so just hooked a 4-inch Kitech right through the lip. I'm just gonna drop it off the side of the boat, cover a lot of water. Usually you can find a big school of fish somewhere out here that are piled up around shad, but I've already covered a good part of the south end of this lake and they're not schooled up at all, so I'm just gonna try to target individual fish. And heck, if I just catch a few of them that were like that first one, it'll be well worth it. And my technique for this is just barely moving it up off the bottom. Just kind of letting it sit down there on the bottom, putting just a little bit of wiggle. When it's this cold, these fish don't want to have to feel like they're going to have to chase something. They want something that just moves just a little bit. Got one on. Got him. It looks like a smaller fish here. Yep, definitely a smaller one. Little pounder. We'll take it though. This is a very fun technique, and look at where he's running on the graph. You can see him where he's up here making all these ripples. That's pretty cool. These hummingbirds, they can just detect so much. Alright, we're not gonna use the net for him if he gets off. That's alright. He's about a pound. Got him. Hooked him right there on the top of the lip. We'll take it. That last fish could probably swallow you, but we needed the action. Alright, found the first school of shad down there. There should definitely be some bass right here around this big school. There we go. Got one. He's running a little bit. Not a big one, I don't believe. Come on back around this side of the boat. Yeah, definitely not as big as that first one. Maybe a pound or 2. Oh yeah, a pound and a half, probably 2 pounds. Little butter ball. Little pound and a half, probably. I don't know, you never know. If they're down there eating shad, they could easily gain some weight. Look how yellowish golden, kind of like a golden colored bass that is. We'll take it. It's been about 45 minutes to an hour since I had a bite, so we needed that one. So guys, this is a pretty cool technique and definitely something I'm going to be trying again in the future, just because it adds a whole new element into it. You know, just on this light tackle, it makes it so much more fun. But leave a comment below on what the biggest bass you've ever caught on an ice fishing rod is. And just a quick look at the setup. It's an Abu Garcia and it's called a Veritas Ice. So pretty cool little ice fishing rod. Definitely want to get out on some ice with it one day. So it looks like a pretty good area. I'm drifting over right here. We got some stumps. Looks like maybe a fish or 2 on each side of the boat. Yep, we got a fish sitting right beside one of those stumps there. He doesn't look to be too big. We ought to get a bite right here. There he is. Got him. This feels like a decent one. Yep. I'd say this one's a little better. A little bit of weight to it. Oh. That made any big runs. Whoa. Going the wrong way. Come on back this way. He's just pulling the boat now. It's definitely a better one. If I can get him back over here so I can get the net. Started to see just a little bit of color there. Oh, giant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They didn't stay there. That's a giant. Oh, come on around, come on around. Don't you spit it. Yes. Another tank. That is a pig. Look at that. Hooked him right there in the top of the mouth, just like you want to. This one's not quite as fat, but it's still plenty fat. Man, who would have ever thought ice fishing could do the trick? This one wasn't getting away. Had him hooked real good. Look how red their mouths are. You'd think they were eating crawfish or something. I'd say that one's probably pushing 5, so a 5 and a 6 on 4-pound test. You can't beat it. There you go. Got him. Got a head shaker. Oh my gosh, look at that. Don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. When you have a fish on a rod and reel this size right here, it's pretty scary. Especially because you know that one big run they could snap it. Man, it's unbelievable how many good ones you can get. Alright, it's about time to net him. He came straight up to the surface. No, quit that, quit that. Alright. Oh, he felt the net, and now he's in. Alright, if he'll come up one more time, we got him. Nope. This is why you need a bigger rod, folks. Here we go. We got him. That was unreal. Look at that. Another fatty. Look at that. Just another fatty right there. Hooked him right in the top of the mouth like you want to do. I found a new way of fishing in the wintertime. It gives you so much excitement whenever you're reeling them in, knowing that you just don't really have the power over them. They have the power over you. They can do whatever they want to do. So we're going to let this one go. We got another little school of shad down there, but talk for just a second about this technique. It's the first time I've ever done it, but I can tell you it's definitely a wintertime technique. There's no way you'd be able to get these bass in on this light setup in the summertime. They don't fight nearly as hard in the wintertime because it's so cold. But if you ever want to try something like this, guys, get you some light line, a little small ice fishing rod, but make sure you learn how to tie a good knot. A good Palomar knot is the trick, because if you don't have a good knot on that thin line, you'll never get these big fish into the boat. But I have to say it's one of the most interesting and fun techniques I've used in a long time, so I would definitely recommend you trying it, because even the small fish make it really exciting. Guys, check this out. I'm sitting here fishing and a frog climbs up in the boat. He must have been sleeping somewhere down there. He knows I'm friendly. After all, my shop's name is BamaFrogs. I'm not going to do anything to him. He just looks like he came up here and he's chilling and fell asleep. Alright folks, the sun is setting. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a thumbs up below. Also, leave a comment on what type of fishing videos you'd like to see next, either challenges or winter techniques. Leave that below. But I'm fixing to go build a fire at the house and thaw out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. See you next time.